Hello, and welcome to Revo Tech Talk, a continuing series of how-to videos to help you maximize your Revo system quickly and efficiently. This edition, how to troubleshoot Revo bulletin dome cameras for the no video display. Let's get started. Please be aware that Revo America offers many different Revo branded bulletin dome cameras. Keep in mind that there are different makes and models of Revo dome and bullet cameras, and each are slightly different. But the general principles apply to all when it comes to troubleshooting. Also note that this video is intended for Revo branded domes and bullets, not to be confused with Revo Elite commercial grade cameras, which operate differently. Now, let's start by reviewing Revo bulletin dome cameras. Revo bullet cameras have an RJ12 cable coming directly out of the cable mount, which plugs into a coupler. You will then connect the cable going to the DVR to the coupler. Revo dome cameras do not have a cable lead built into the camera. Instead, the RJ12 cable will plug directly into the camera and can run to the DVR with no coupler in between, or with couplers if extra length is needed. One of the first problems you may encounter is all of your cameras showing no video on your monitor. Relax, that's normally an indication that your power supply for the camera side of the DVR is either not plugged in or not plugged in correctly. Note, when you first purchase a Revo DVR system, it will come with two power supplies for the DVR. One power supply will be used for the DVR itself, and the other will be used for the cameras to power the channels that utilize Revo's RJ12 ports and cable. If the power supply for the cameras is not plugged in or not plugged in correctly, the DVR will generate the no video graphic. Verify all connections are plugged in fully and secure. In another common scenario, let's say you have video on all cameras connected to the DVR except one camera is showing no video. There are four common things that can be causing this. Believe it or not, none of them have to do with the camera itself, a common assumption that is the cause of no video. So let's start our investigation by ruling out the camera as the cause of the problem. The best way to do that will be to take down the camera and bring it directly to the DVR. Ideally, we want to plug the camera directly into the DVR in a port we know we can currently see video. In this case, we can see we have video on camera 3. So unplug the current camera 3 and plug this camera into port 3. We now see video, so we know the problem is not the camera. Obviously, plugging a bullet camera directly into the DVR is easy since it has a built-in lead. For a dome camera, you will need an extra Revo RJ12 cable. If you do not have one, the next best thing will be to plug the suspected camera in using the cable of a working camera at its destination. In essence, swapping it out for a minute for a test. Here at Revo, receiving perfectly working cameras is the #1 problem at our repair center. Ruling out the camera as the problem is very important. Naturally, if we would have plugged the camera in a working port and we saw the no video graphic, then the problem is indeed with the camera and you should contact Revo Tech Support. Now back to our problem. We now know the camera is working, so the next thing we need to do is to make sure the port on the DVR is working. Remember, we had you plug the camera into a port we knew we were receiving video in. Now, let's unplug the cable that was running to this camera and plug the camera directly into that port. In this case, we move it to port 4. Once again, we see video. We have now ruled out the camera and now the DVR. Had we not seen video here, the problem would have been with the DVR video port. In that case, you would need to contact Revo Tech Support. But since we did see video, we now know the problem lies between the DVR and where the camera was originally mounted. Just to double check, plug that cable back in and go to the other end and plug the camera back in. Occasionally, one of the connections may have simply come loose. Okay, we still have no video, so we now know the problem lies with the cable or couplers. Have a look at all cable ends. There have been cases when cable ends have been exposed to constant 90-degree pressure at their ends. This is usually caused when a DVR is pushed tight against a wall or tight installation of a camera into a wall. The constant 90-degree pressure can eventually cause breakage within the cable. Simply replace the cable and avoid the 90-degree pressure to the end, and you'll be back in business. If the cable appears to be in good working order, the other things to check are the couplers used along the run to the camera. Revo couplers are wired specifically for Revo cameras, so only Revo couplers will work. Since couplers are holding two ends of a cable run, these may have become loose. It is also important to note that Revo couplers are not weatherproof. Couplers cannot be exposed to the elements or moisture. This will cause them to malfunction. Again, the best thing to do is to take a known working coupler and replace the ones on the problem run until you narrow the problem down and the video signal is present again. Replacement couplers and cables can always be ordered directly from your Revo Tech Support agent. There you have it. Quick, easy steps to narrow the problem down for the no video signal from Revo Bullet and Dome cameras. Intelligent, mobile, remote. Revo. Out of sight, peace of mind.